Racism, classism, and sexism were not exclusive to the West. Racism, classism, and sexism have happened across the entire humanity. However, it's noteworthy that, like many other things in the West, racism has become very big, systemized, and institutionalized in the West. Human tendencies tend to get very amplified in the West, perhaps because the inherent complexity in the human genes, languages, cultures, histories, nations, and peoples in the West. The Ottoman Imperial Turks regarded the white people as slaves beneath them. The East Asians were racist against the white people up until militarily being conquered by the white people. One reason why the Chinese emperors demanded the white traders to kowtow to the Chinese emperors was that the Chinese ruling class regarded the white people as beneath and below them. One reason why the British Empire went to war against China was because of being looked down on and treated poorly by the Chinese ruling class, which is recorded in the treaty signed by the British Empire and the Chinese emperor after the British Empire won the First Opium War. Presently, there's quite a degree of racism in East Asia against the dark-skinned people, particularly toward Africans and African Americans, and classism toward Southeast Asians. Today, 37% of Trinidad and Tobago's population are of pure Indian descent. The Indian Trinidad people have a degree of racism against the Black or African Trinidad people, who are 34% of Trinidad. Look these up. These are well-recorded human phenomena available on the internet. I study everything human in my unified humanities science, and the more I study racism, classism, and sexism, the more I realize that most people's brains have the tendency to oversimplify things and peoples because that's easy and convenient for them. Most people's brains do not consider the enormous complexity involved in human psychologies and realities and how human brains function. In my unified humanities science, I will QMASP, quantify, model, analyze, simulate, and predict the human genetic and cerebral causes of racism, classism, and sexism.